Seriously? Hey guys, and welcome to this news video with me, 6+Stevo. So yeah, exciting news today. We have finally got our FAQ. Every other codex, from what I know, has had their FAQ, Errata, 2 weeks exactly from the day of launch. But as usual, as we're Ork players, we have to wait a little bit longer, but it was only a couple of days. So I don't know if there was a reason for that, or they've changed their policy or something, their release schedule, because they did state a while back that they would always release the thing sort of 2 weeks after. At least, you know, if I'm wrong on that, please tell me. If other armies have had to wait a little longer, maybe they didn't set it as an exact thing, and they said approximately 2 weeks. But yeah, we had to wait 2 weeks and a couple of days. But today, on the Warhammer site, we finally have our FAQ for this codex, and it's been quite interesting actually, because as a lot of people, I've been chatting on sort of social media and stuff with people, and some guys have said to me, you know, what really needs to be errated and FAQ'd in this, because it's all pretty simple and stuff. But we have had a few sort of points that I've seen come up again and again. For example, what constitutes a unit consisting entirely of grots has confused some people. Now, I read it as any unit that consisted of grots, including killer cans, mech guns, grot tanks, etc. Other people were questioning that and made various arguments and things. For example, the mech guns, they said, well, the mech gun is not a grot, so therefore the unit doesn't include entirely grots. But come on guys, we were pushing it a bit there, weren't we? The mech gun is a gun. You could say, well, the grots contain grot blasters. You know, that's not a grot, but it's just a weapon. It's the weapon they're using. You've got 5 grots and they're shooting that weapon, so the unit is entirely grots. And it's things like that they've cleared up, and a few other bits. But what surprised me is that actually in this thing there's quite a few sort of errors and things in this codex that until I read this I wasn't actually aware of. But anyway, enough rambling for me, let's take a look. So we've got Warhammer 40,000 Codex Orks official update version 1.0, and I've already noticed a couple of things. Well, not errors, but a couple of things. Well, I say one thing that I think they need to just clarify on the rules that's not in here, but we'll talk about that afterwards. So it starts off: although we strive to ensure that our rules are perfect, sometimes mistakes do creep in, or the intent of a rule isn't as clear as it might be. These documents collect amendments to the rules and present our responses to players' frequently asked questions, as they're updated regularly. Each has a version number. When changes are made, the version number will be updated, and any changes from the previous version will be highlighted in magenta. Where a version number has a letter, e.g. 1.1a, this means it has had a local update only in that language to clarify translation issue or other minor correction. So, we start off with the errata section. And it says on page 83 in the Ork Wargear list, battle wagon equipment, add the following sentence: each item can only be taken once. Let's just have a quick look at exactly what that covers. Battle wagon equipment. Right, so yeah, it's just on the Wargear list here. You got a list of equipment, so yeah. I would have said that was a fairly obvious one. You can see, well, they've got to make these erratas because people really do try to milk things. I mean, of course, you're not going to be able to take 5 lobbers, but I imagine, or 7 wrecking balls on your battle wagon. Although that would be orky. Then we got page 97, Knob with Wire Banner. Add the following Wargear option. This model may take a Power Claw. Boom. So that's cool, because the model they currently sell has a Power Claw. It's good that it's not compulsory though as well. It's good that it's not compulsory, because my Knob with a Wire Banner does not have a Power Claw. And also, I don't know whether I'd take a power claw because the wire banner itself is quite a good close combat weapon. But it's nice to have the option there, especially as they sell the model with that piece of war gear. Page 101. Custom booster blasters. Grot blaster changed the strength of this weapon to 3. Me and Skarner pointed this out in our Two Bald Knobs Ork Codex release special. We noticed that the grot blaster on there was listed as strength 4, and so that was clearly just a misprint. Page 102. Mega Track Scrap Jets. Abilities. Add the following ability. Grot Gunner. Add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made with this model's twin big shooter. So that's nice. The Mega Track Scrap Jet gets a little bit better. Yeah, that's cool. So you've got 6 shots there from the big shooter, now hitting on a 4+ rather than a 5+. So that's cool. Page 111. Looters. Custom Mega Blaster. Change the damage of this weapon to D6. So yeah, the custom Mega Blaster is a D6 weapon. I didn't notice that. It's one of the many little rules and bits in here that I didn't notice, but obviously in that section it's listed wrong. What was that? Page 111. Let's have a little look. Yeah, it's still listed as D3, so they've still got the old listing in there. What have we got next? Page 125. Clan Cultures. So, what does this pertain to? Clan Cultures. So, it says, Blood Axes, Tactics. Change the second sentence of rules text to read. In addition, units with this culture can shoot or charge, but not both, even if they fell back in the same turn. So I think that's exactly the same as what it is. Yeah, so that's exactly this. Yeah, and then you just add the bit at the end. So it's got an extra bit at the end. It says, if such a unit is embarked, it can only do so if the transport that fell back also has this culture. Okay. Well, that's good, because as we'll see soon, units in transports have taken a big hit because of this errata. But that means that blood axes in transports still gain the benefits. So you've got to shoot your units of blood axes in your truck, it falls back, the blood axes can still shoot or charge. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Doesn't affect me. I'm sure Skarner will be pleased about it. Page 126, Stratagem. Get stuck in, lads. Okay. So, change the first sentence of rules text to read, use this stratagem at the end of the fight phase. 126. Use this stratagem in the fight phase when it is your turn to select a unit to fight, or at the end of the fight phase. Okay, I'm not really sure what difference that makes. I suppose it could make some difference. Then we've got Stratagem. This is the one that's caused a bit of confusion. I was reading an article on Spiky Bits, and they got quite heated about this one. There was some discussion on there about this. But basically, this I had to read this a couple of times to get this clear. So page 127, Stratagem, Grot Shields. Change the rules text to read. Use this stratagem after a clan infantry unit from your army, excluding units comprised entirely of Gretchin models, has been hit by a ranged weapon. Until the end of the phase... Okay, that's good. So until the end of the phase. Does it say that here? Yes, it does. You can roll a d6 each time an attack made with a ranged weapon wounds that unit. If there is a friendly unit comprised entirely of Clan Gretchin infantry models within 6 inches of it, and the Gretchin unit is closer to the attacking model than the target unit, on a 2+, one model from your choice in that Gretchin unit is slain, and the attack sequence ends. Now that's the bit that's got people riled up and confused, and they've misinterpreted that. And there's been jokes about them needing to FAQ the FAQ now. So people read that last bit. On a 2+1 model of your choice, in that Gretchin unit is slain and the attack sequence ends. So how people were reading that is, in say you've had, say you've got like 10 shots pummeled into your unit, and you've rolled 1 dice, 2+, and you've picked off 1 Gretchin model as dead, and then it says the attack sequence ends. People have read that as in, what? All those other shots are gone. And they've been reading it as, and Spiky Bits was reading it as such, in that it's going to absorb, like 1 grot is just going to absorb, tank a whole load of shots and just be peppered to death. You wouldn't want to be that grot, would you? But that's not what it means, because GW is going on the basis as in you're rolling 1 dice at a time. And what it means by the attack sequence ends, it means the attack sequence of that singular shot. And then you would roll again for another shot, and so on. So no, you can't tank a whole load of shots on 1 unlucky grot. So yeah, that one caused a little bit of debate and confusion. It is poorly worded, I will say that. If they just left that bit at the end where it says the unit is slain and the attack sequence ends, I don't think you really need to say that bit at the end. The attack sequence ends. Well, of course it does. What else? It's unnecessary bit to add in at the end there, in my opinion anyway. Page 127, Stratagems. Loot it. Change the first and second sentences of the rules text to read. Use this stratagem when a vehicle unit is destroyed. Select an Ork infantry unit from your army that was either within 3 inches of the vehicle or embarked within it when it was destroyed. Improve the save characteristic of that infantry unit by 1. E.g., a save characteristic of 6+ will become a save characteristic of 5+, to a maximum of 2+. So we can't get 1+ meganobs. But does that now mean use the stratagem when a vehicle unit is destroyed within 3 inches of your army? Okay, yes, so they basically changed. Is it changed the first and second sentences of the rules? Okay, so you still got roll for us, but basically, loot it has now got better, because here in the rulebook it makes no mention of units inside a transport. So this is a stratagem that you can use on a unit that is embarked. Yeah, so that's cool. So that's buffed that up a bit and just clarified it. I think most people would have accepted that was possible anyway, because of the sequence in which the game would work, and you'd take them out and then you remove the model. But yeah, it just clarifies it and confirms that yes, if you've got a unit inside a vehicle, when it's destroyed, that unit can benefit from the buff. So that's cool. Then we've got page 128, Stratagems. Drive by Crumpin. Change the first sentence of the rules text to read, use this stratagem at the end of your shooting phase. Okay, so that's just specifying. That's what it says. Use this stratagem at the end of your shooting phase. Use this stratagem at the end of the shooting phase. Okay, so it's basically just clarifying that it's the end of your shooting phase. You can't use this during the enemy's shooting phase. Select an evil sun sweeper unit from your army. That unit can immediately make a move. Okay, yes. Yeah, so if you could have used it like that, that would have been very powerful. Again, it's something that obviously to had to feel the need to reword that. There's a player out there, at least one player, that has tried to do that and said, well, look, this doesn't say my shooting phase, so I can move during your phase and do like. Yeah, some people really try their luck, don't they? I would never have even tried to do something like that. It wouldn't have even entered my tiny little mind. What we got next? Page 133, Warlord traits. Goths. This is good. This is really good. Goth players are going to rejoice at this, because there's been a lot of hoo-ha made about the rubbish Goth trait. So, Goths. Proper killy. Change the rules text to read. Add 1 to your Warlord's attacks characteristic. This is when it gets better. In addition, improve the armor penetration characteristic of melee weapons this Warlord is equipped with by 1 during any turn in which they made a charge move, were charged, or performed a heroic intervention, e.g. AP1 becomes AP2. So there you go, guys. Ghazghkull just got better, as did what's his name? Why do I always forget his name? Well, any of your Goth war bosses have got better. Ghazghkull Thracker's got better, but it mostly pertains to characters. Yeah, boss Zagstruck has got better, as has, where is he? The medic dude. He is an HQ choice. I'm sure he's an HQ choice. Why can't I find him? Maybe he's not. He's not. Oh, Mad Doc Grotznik. But he could still... Could he still be a Warlord? Am I being blonde here? They have to be on an HQ, or do they just have to be on a character? I should know this. It's because I would never consider... No, just an Ork character. No, that's Shiny Gubbins. Warlords. If an Ork character is Warlord, yeah. So, yeah. So Mad Doc Grotznik could be a Warlord. Doesn't say it has to be HQ. I would just... It wouldn't ever have sprung to my mind to use a non-HQ as my Warlord. But yeah, so there you go. The Goth Warlord trait's got quite a bit better, actually, because adding a -1. So now Ghazghkull is got... What's his claw? Because he's got quite a tasty claw, hasn't he? It's a bit better than the average war boss claw, I'm sure it is. Yeah, because he's got the custom claw. So it's AP -3. So yeah, now his claw is AP -4, damage 4, and he's got 6 attacks. That's if he charges or is counter charged. But yeah, that's cool. So yeah, something for Goth players to be happy about. So that's the Errata sorted there. And then we're on to the FAQ. Question: when a nob replaces their slugger and chopper with items from the nob weapons list, can they take 2 weapons from the first list and 1 weapon from the second list for a total of 3 weapons, e.g. big chopper, kill saw and a copy weapon with Scorcher? Answer is no. They can take 2 weapons in total, only 1 of which can be from the second list. So where's the nob's weapons list? Right near the beginning, isn't it? So up to 2 weapons can be chosen from the following list. 1 weapon can be chosen from the following list. Right, I see what they're saying, yeah. So just clarified, so you can have 2 from the top list, or 1 from the top list and 1 from the bottom. But, yeah, it makes sense. Question: the Battle Wagon's Mobile Fortress ability says the Battle Wagon ignores the penalty for moving and firing heavy weapons, and its open-topped ability says that restrictions or modifiers that apply to this model also apply to its passengers. Does that mean that an embarked unit also ignores the penalty for firing heavy weapons if the Battle Wagon has moved? Answer: no. Which is a bit of a bummer, isn't it? Because that'd be great for certain units. Like, think of things like flash gits and stuff in there. Question: if a Goth Gorkanaut attacks a unit with the crush profile of the Claw of Gork or possibly Mork, and the unmodified hit roll is a 6, allowing him to make an extra hit roll with the Claw due to the no mucking about culture, does the extra hit roll have to be made using the same profile, or can it be made with the weapon's other profile instead? The extra hit roll is made using the same profile. Well, of course it is. Again, why would someone try to do that? Question: do Evil Sunz models that have a set value when they advance, like a Deathkiller Wartrike using the Fuel Mixer Grot ability or a Deathcopter due to Turbo Boost, also benefit from the Red One's Go Faster culture? Answer: yes. Add 7 inch to their move characteristic for that advanced move in these cases. Ooh, Evil Sun stuff is just so fast now. Question: are Blood Axe units with the fly keyword allowed to both shoot and charge in a turn in which they fell back? Answer: yes. Okay, so I think that's just clarifying because the fly can do that, but their trait says they can do one or the other, so it's just clarifying that the flying ones can still do both. Otherwise, that would make their clan culture a bit crap. If it nerfed some units, that would suck balls, wouldn't it? Question: does the Grot's ability mean that units such as mech guns and killer cans do not benefit from a clan culture? Answer: yes. They do not benefit from a clan culture. Furthermore, Ork stratagems can only be used on these units if they explicitly state so, e.g. the Grot Shield stratagem, which I think that basically means it's the only one we can use on our Grots. For now, obviously, I imagine in future editions of Chapter Approved and stuff, we will get more stratagems and things. It's likely to happen. And then we go on to the designer's notes. Although many Grots follow a particular clan... Oh no, it's just talking about the... Right, that just goes on to clarify that this covers Grot units from the Index and Grot units from the Index Imperial Armour Forge World book. So then we've got a question. If a freebooters unit comprised entirely of Gretchin destroys an enemy unit in a phase, do other friendly units within 24 have the competitive streak culture add 1 to their hit rolls until the end of that phase? Yes, unless the friendly unit in question is also comprised entirely of Gretchin. Okay, so if you're freebooters, always shoot with your Grots first, it seems. Because although they can't benefit from the +1 buff, they can initiate it and give it to another unit if they destroy something. Not that they're likely to ever do that very often. Question, do snakebite Gretchin units from your army benefit from the Monster Hunter's stratagem? Answer, no. It seems simple. Question, when using the mob up stratagem, does either unit count as being destroyed for the purposes of any victory conditions, e.g. First Blood? Answer, no. That's good to know. I haven't really come across that yet, but that's good to know, actually. It's very good to know. It makes mob up that just a bit more valuable if you are playing something with kill points and stuff and one unit of boys is literally about to be wiped out. Mob them up and you've saved yourself losing a victory point to the enemy there, so that's quite good. In any game if it's First Blood as well. Question, when using the mob up stratagem, do any existing rules effects still apply? For example, if one unit has advanced, does the merged unit count as having advanced? Or if one unit is under the effect of its psychic power, is the merged unit still under its effects? Answer, yes. Okay. Well, that's a nice simple answer. Yes. Question, what happens when the mob up stratagem is used to merge a clan infantry unit that has a clan culture with a clan infantry unit without a clan culture? Answer, the merged unit would not have a clan culture. The merged unit only has a clan culture if the selected units both had it. This is fine for armies like mine, where I play just one clan culture across the whole army. But if you are playing multiple detachments with different clan cultures, something to bear in mind there. That would affect whether you'd want to mob something up or not if you're going to lose a clan culture. Question, when using the teleporter stratagem... Okay guys, brace yourself. If you don't already know it, you're going to like this. Question, when using the teleporter stratagem on a transport, do I include the power rating of units embarked inside when calculating if the power rating is 20 or less? Answer, no. That's so good. In my last game I played, I was very careful to make sure that I used this on my 15 power level Gorkanaut, and I was very careful to make sure that whatever I put inside him didn't come to more than 5 power level to go over the 20 power level. I just assumed that was how it be. But no, you can... yeah, that's really good. So now it means I can deep strike a Gorkanaut with 3 Mega Knobs inside, or a big mech in Mega Armour with a custom force field inside, or 6 knobs all armed with big choppers or power claws. It's pretty cool. It gives you some options that you can just... Or, I mean, this means you could... Potentially, I don't even know if I don't think there isn't the infantry units that come to more, but you could put an infantry unit inside a battle. Like, let's just have a look at what you could do with this now. It opens the field up quite a bit. So the battle wagon has a transport capacity of 20 and is 8 power level. So that's 8 power level. So you could teleport in a battle wagon if you wanted to. You could then fill said battle wagon with 10 meganobs, which is +2 per power level, so that would be so 10 meganobs is 20 power level. So you could put 10 meganobs inside a battle wagon, which would then count as 8 power level, and teleport that in. Oh, I mean, that's just one example. So this opens up a lot of options for us now. Because I was reading it as you would have to include them, whatever's inside it, into the total cost. So that's great. That's opened up a lot of options for me. Because I wanted to, in my recent game, I wanted to teleport my Gorkanaut in with my big mech in Mega Armor, but that came to more than 20 power level. So I used from the Index one of the big mechs with custom force field, which came to slightly less power level, and was able to do that. But now knowing that I can do that, that's very cool. And yeah, imagine like a Gorkanaut coming in with like 3 meganobs all armed with kill saws. Be pretty cool. Question: Right, now we're on to the not so good news. A lot of this sort of divided people, but a lot of people were already aware of this. I wasn't one of them. Now, unfortunately, I am. Question: do stratagems used on a transport affect units embarked within that transport? For example, if I use more Dakka on a battle wagon, do any units embarked inside benefit from it? In addition, can you use stratagems on units embarked within a transport? E.g., can you use showing off a Bad Moon's infantry unit embarked within a battle wagon? And the answer is no to both. That really sucks. That's gonna change the way I use tank busters now, definitely. Yeah, that really sucks. And I don't like it. I disagree with it, but I'll play it because it's the rules. They must have the reasons for it. So if you're going to want to use stratagems on units, they can't be inside vehicles, whether they're open topped or not. It's a real bummer. Oh well, adapt, move on, learn, try out new tactics. Question: when the showing off stratagem is used on a Bad Moon's infantry unit, can it select a different target for the second set of attacks? Answer: yes. The shooting sequence is followed again, thus allowing them to choose targets again. Now, I thought it specifically said you couldn't do that in here, in the codex. Use this stratagem immediately after resolving a shooting attack with a Bad Moon infantry unit from the army. That unit can shoot all its weapons a second time. Oh no, it didn't specify that it had to be at the same target. So that's so good. So you can destroy one tank and then do it again, destroy another tank. So yeah, don't let the fact that you can't do this while they're in transports affect you too badly. It does suck. It is a shame, but I think even if you have them on foot, it's still going to be worth it. I think the tactics now, the favoured tactics now with tank busters, is going to be to have a weird boy and do the jump on them, or use the blood axe tactics to get them in. And yeah, that's going to be the sort of way to use them now. Or just have them in large mob on foot and try and maybe protect them with grot shields and custom force fields and stuff, and have to protect them in that way rather than in a transport. It's a real shame because they are squishy units, but they are really, really strong. So I don't think we can be too upset about it. I'm a bit upset about it because that's how I use them in trucks, but never mind. You can still use them in trucks and cause a lot of pain because they're still really good even without the stratagems, but those stratagems are just designed for tank busters. So that's the end of the FAQ and errata. So yeah, it clears up a lot of issues. Hopefully there's questions you guys have been asking or wondering about, and at least it's cleared them up. I think the three big ones was the teleporter one that a lot of people were asking about. The using stratagems on troops within transports was another one, and the what counts as grot units. We now know that mech guns, killer cans, etc. do not benefit from clan cultures. They do still benefit from Dakka though, so it's not all bad. But one thing they didn't cover, and it's only because I noticed it and I thought, oh, I wonder how that affects with that, is the gun wagon's special rule periscope. And it says, if this model remains stationary or moves under half its speed in the movement phase, i.e. it moves a distance in inches less than half its current move characteristic, it can shoot twice in the following shooting phase with its cannon, kill cannon or zap gun. The weapon must target the same unit both times. So with that, I'm only wondering with things like, if you were to teleport in this gun wagon, it would then count as having moved. But how far does it count as having moved? When you deep strike something, does it count as moved its full distance? Because I don't think in the rules it says that. I think it just says it counts as moved for all purposes. So yeah, I think that's just something they need to clarify. I would imagine if you were to deep strike it, it would count as having moved its full distance. But I don't think it specifically says that in the rules. I think it just says it counts as having moved for all purposes. So yeah, that's something I think they just maybe need to clarify. Or maybe I just need to read the rulebook again and get that rule right in the first place. And maybe it does say that. But anyway, guys, there you go. That is everything. So I think on the whole, it's good. There's a couple of little points on there that I'm a little bit upset and disappointed about. But on the whole, I think what we've gained out of this FAQ is better overall. I'm really pleased about the transport teleport stratagem, not having to count what's inside it. So, I mean, that just opens up huge potential for some nasty combinations. The fact that we could have a 20 power level unit of Meganobs inside a battle wagon and teleport. I want to do that now. I really, really want to do that. That would be just amazing. It opens up huge possibilities, because you could load a transport with multiple characters. Ideas are coming now. You could load up a battle wagon with a small unit of Meganobs, stick a big mech with a custom force field in there. You could stick a war boss in there. You could stick Gazgol Thracker in there, for God's sake. Jeez. That's nice. Yeah, they'd have to sit inside that thing for one turn, but they would be right in the enemy's face. And then next turn they're gonna yeah. Well, there you go, guys. So anyway, hopefully you're as mostly pleased about all of these as I am. At least we finally got it now. Any rules that you've been querying have hopefully been answered now. Let me know in the comments section what you think of the FAQ. Do you think they've made the right call on a lot of these, and do you agree with them? Is there anything else in here that you think they've left out that seems unclear to you? Ask that in the comment section. Maybe myself or one of the other viewers will be able to answer and clear some rules up for you, because when we're learning these new codex and things, sometimes not everything is clear cut, and some rules do conflict with others, so there will always be questions and things that pop up. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell icon, because I will always come at you with Ork news, unboxings, reviews, conversions, chat, podcasts, and anything Ork related. Thank you guys. 6+ Stevo, signing out.